is a transformational time, the age of authenticity. It is a time that is meant to really have quite the change, really have in some ways energies almost turning themselves inside out, as it is that there is a lot of shifting from a more inauthentic to a more authentic, of course, to a time in which you are energetically assisted, if you align yourself to the assistance, to make great movement and truly have a shift from the inside out. When you shift your energy in such a way, what occurs is that everything changes. Your perception of life, of yourself, of anything goes from a conditioned perception, a ego-based perception, to a perception that is a clear perception as it is that you are perceiving it, no longer projecting upon life and misperceiving what is in front of you. Of course, in order to perceive more clearly that way, you have to have your center in yourself. You have to develop some connection with your I am or your source, so that what occurs is that your perception of life and of yourself are not focused outward from what you experience, see, hear, experience in the world, but rather they become a perception of the universe from inside. They are your perception from the inside, because that is where you are more connected to your source. That is where your deeper perception lies. You can sometimes also go deep into life beyond reality and perceive more accurately as well. And people do this when they connect with nature. But either way, it is not a perception of what is experienced. It is a perception that comes from your own inner wisdom, that comes from your own inner God, if you will. And it, of course, has to be a clear perception. And so, on the one hand, making the shift is very tumultuous, because everything that you thought you perceived and your control, your attempt at control on your life to make things work and such, that gets completely rattled, because of course you do not really have control. It gets completely rattled, and that is very difficult. You become very afraid that you are going to lose it all. And yet, as you make this transition, and as it is that you come to real power from, we can say, the inside, but from your whole self, from who and what you are, from your source with your personality aligned to it, then the waters seem very calm and fluid, very natural, very much like there was never a storm, so to speak. So the storm comes, it turns everything upside down. It is very threatening to your old perceptions, to your limited perceptions. And then the next day after the storm, there is a different pranic energy in the air. The waters reveal no ability to be difficult, and everything seems very calm and clear. It is important to therefore take steps, as you all have been, but you need to continue to take steps to be a part of what you are, if you will. To be, in that sense, a co-creator. To become more invested in the parts of you that are larger than your ego, than your fears, than your worries. It becomes so important to be invested in your intent, in yourself. It becomes so important to recognize that there is no thing outside of you that can change the universe inside of you. The things outside of you, they might make you feel one way or another. They might affect your experience one way or another, but that will be limited when the universe inside of you is more of you, because then what you are is larger. And the energy that is larger is the energy that will, you can say, be loudest and manifest, but it therefore has the biggest energetic impact. And so becoming invested in your own deep desires, your own intent, your own purpose, and your own knowing that anything that occurs in your day does not affect that inner universe is very much what the age of authenticity is about, especially at these times. You will find that there are two currents running in opposite directions in life around you, in people, in your outer world, really in reality. There are two currents running in different directions. And sometimes one is ego-based and one is more authentic, and other times they are just going in different directions, but they don't have any bearing, any defining of, or any real effect upon that inner universe. That inner universe, it flows, it expands, it blossoms, if you will, and it certainly can flow in a direction, but it is not the same as the energies outside of you that are going in different directions, pushing in different directions. The universe inside of you does not push and pull. And so, if you are ready for your next steps, it is more and more time to relax into what you are, to find yourself. That know thyself is so important. If you cannot find the time, for example, to meditate or to spend some time with yourself every day, then that outer world has basically won, because you have said to it that you are not going to pay any attention to that universe that is, and you are instead lost onto the illusion that is not. This is about prioritizing yourself and spending time with yourself, prioritizing yourself and knowing yourself, meditating with yourself, understanding what you are. And that is acts of self-love. And sometimes you have to take the act to find the love. Other times you find the love to take the act. But either way, they start to grow the more you do it. The more, they're just the same. The more you meditate, the more you like it. The more it is easier to find the time. The more you recognize how important it is for that calm water, not for its ability to magically solve all your problems, It doesn't do that. Not for its ability to magically manifest all of your desires. It doesn't do that. Those things, solving your problems and manifesting your desires, are truly a aligned job that yous do, you and your source. And at that point, when you do your part, your source does its part. And you don't have to make it happen. You can't make it happen. But we are saying your source doesn't do it for you. We think you all know that by now. You hold the energies. You hold the priority of that inner universe. You hold the knowledge that outside is an illusion and inside is what is eternal, real, what you are. You take these steps in the illusion and follow what you need to do in the illusion to play the game so that yous both can bring forward your solutions, your expansion, your desires. That is, of course, what it is all about. We are saying in these tumultuous times of the age of authenticity, there is a lot going on and the energies are here to assist you. But if you are not paying attention and if you are feeding all of your attention outside of yourself, you can quickly lose yourself.